Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to picture this. You've made it through the grueling technical rounds, your resume has been totally scrutinized, and you are finally sitting right there in the HR manager's hot seat. The finish line is literally in sight. But then the interviewer leans in, folds their hands, gives you that look, and asks a question that seems, well, completely straightforward on the surface, but actually carries massive weight for your future at the company. It's a make-or-break moment that trips up so many candidates.
Are you willing to relocate or travel? Oh man, it's an absolute classic. On the surface, sure, it sounds like just a basic logistics question. But beneath the surface, the HR manager is actively probing for your adaptability, your ambition, and your overall alignment with the company's trajectory. So today, we're analyzing real candidate responses from the IndiaBix interview preparation forums to decode exactly how you should navigate this tension-building question.
Now, if you look at the raw data across the forums, the baseline answer is pretty much universal. It's just yes. Almost every candidate starts here. And frankly, if the job requires it, yes is absolutely the only correct starting point. But, and this is a big but, here is the secret we uncovered in the data. A simple, flat yes is absolutely not enough. A one-word answer leaves all of your potential sitting right there on the table. You really need to provide a compelling why.
Okay, let's dive into this by looking at two real responses side by side. On one hand, we have Sanket. He says, yes, I am comfortable to relocate and also rotational shifts as per company requirement. Now, it gets the job done, right? It's purely functional. But now look at Kavya's response. She says, yes, I'm willing to relocate. I believe that relocating for work gives me a chance to learn new things, and I want to meet new people to build better connections with them. Do you notice the difference there? Kavya takes a basic job requirement and turns it into a strategic, growth-oriented statement. This actually reveals three distinct, winning personas that top candidates use to answer this question.
Let's get right into our first strategy. Persona 1, the lifelong learner. For candidates who view physical relocation as a massive educational opportunity, this approach is just perfect. Take a look at this exceptional response from a candidate named Satvika. She says, yes, I am willing to relocate or travel. I see this as an opportunity to learn, adapt to new environments, and contribute more effectively to the organization. I mean, wow, that is a masterclass in interview communication. She doesn't just say she's going to tolerate moving, she embraces it as a catalyst for her own professional development.
Now, what's really interesting about this approach is how methodically Satvika layers her value proposition. Think about it. First, she highlights a genuine eagerness to learn, which tells the interviewer right off the bat that she is coachable. Second, she explicitly mentions adapting to new environments, and that completely neutralizes the exact fear the HR manager has about employee turnover after a big move. And most importantly, she directly connects her personal growth to contributing more effectively to the organization. She's essentially telling them, hey, if you move me, I become a much sharper tool for your business.
Moving on to our next strategy, we have Persona 2, embracing culture and connections.
Now, this framework is highly effective if you naturally thrive on human interaction or if you're applying for really collaborative roles. A prime example comes from Lakitha, who stated on the forum, the reason for relocation is that I can learn about different cultures and I can adjust myself to the new environment and work with new people. We actually saw another candidate, Sahil, echo this exact same sentiment, stating he loves to explore different cultures and live in them.
So, why does highlighting culture and connections work so incredibly well for candidates like Likitha and for Kavya, who we looked at earlier? Well, by focusing on cultural curiosity, you are subtly proving your strong teamwork capabilities. You are signaling to that HR manager that you aren't just willing to sit quietly at a new desk in a totally new city. No, you are eager to integrate into a new regional office, understand your diverse colleagues, and really prioritize building better professional connections. It just screams highly adaptable team player without ever having to use those cliché corporate buzzwords.
And that brings us to our final strategy. Persona 3, the company-first strategy.
This final, slightly more traditional approach centers entirely on duty and aligning your physical location with the business's bottom line. Just look at this fascinating and highly strategic answer from Callie Dawkins. After expressing a willingness to learn about new cultures, Callie pivots and says, it's also a great opportunity to learn more about the company's economic growth and wealth, to see how to help. Honestly, that is a brilliant way to link your move directly to the employer's financial success.
So the crucial point is how this company-first approach demonstrates absolute, unwavering reliability to the hiring manager. Callie focuses on economic growth. Another candidate from the forums, Pallavi, frames relocation as a pleasure towards the company and emphasizes taking on responsibility. And then you have Lakshya Kumar, who highlights being very flexible and ready to travel as required by the company. Look, if a hiring manager is sitting there worried about an unpredictable project timeline, this is exactly the kind of reassuring, rock-solid loyalty they are desperate to hear.
All right, let's bring this all together. Crafting your perfect answer.
And this brilliantly illustrates how you can take everything we've learned and build your own authentic response. We've identified the learner, the culture connector, and the company loyalist. So here's your formula. Step 1, start with a clear, enthusiastic yes. Seriously, do not hesitate, because hesitation just breeds doubt. Step 2, choose the persona that genuinely fits your personality and the specific role you're applying for. And step 3, explain your why. Don't just give a robotic, functional yes, tie your movement directly to your personal growth or to the company's success.
By structuring your answer this way, you take a simple, mundane, logistical question and completely transform it into a powerful closing argument for why you are the absolute best candidate for the job. You aren't just moving cities, you are advancing a shared mission. Armed with these strategies from real candidates, you are more than ready to face the HR hot seat. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where will your career take you?